Hello guys, this is the 18th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about relational operators. Now in the last few tutorials we have been using the less than relational operator. It's just that I didn't mention to you guys that we were using it, but we've been using it, and apart from the less than operator there are 5 more relational operators that we can use in C, right? And we're going to see all 6 relational operators in action in this tutorial. And the program that I'm going to make is going to be very simple and straightforward. And we're just going to use the if statement with the relational operators. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 variables, and both are going to be integer variables, and I'm going to give them values. And then using the if statement and relational operators, we are going to determine the relationship between the 2 variables, right? So as you can see, I've saved this file already. It's called relational_operators.c. On line 1 I have a comment, I have the header file and the main function in place, so we can type in the code. And before I use my variables, I'll have to declare them, and I'm going to do that by typing in int space a comma b, and a and b here are my variables. Then I'm going to give a the value 5 and I'll give b the value 4. On the next line I'm going to type in the keyword if, and within parentheses I'm going to type in the test condition for this if statement. And the first relational operator that we're going to see is the greater than operator. So my test condition is going to be a, the greater than symbol, b, right? And on the next line I'll type in the opening curly brace for my if statement, and within the curly braces I'm going to have printf that's going to display the message 5 is greater than 4, right? Because that should be the message that we display. If a is greater than b, a here has the value 5 and b has the value 4. So if 5 is greater than 4, then we should see on screen 5 is greater than 4, right? But instead of displaying a is greater than b, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the %d format specifier twice within the if statement within the double quotes, and I'm going to pass a and b as arguments to the printf function, so that the message that gets displayed on screen is not a is greater than b, but is 5 is greater than 4, right? So I hope I'm making sense there. So printf %d is greater than %d, and I'll put a new line escape sequence just in case any more printf statements get executed after this one. We would want those to be on new lines. And after the second double quotation mark, I'm going to pass a and b as arguments, right? I put a semicolon to terminate this statement, and since I'm really very lazy to type in the same thing 5 more times, I'm just gonna copy this piece of code and I'm gonna paste it 5 more times, so that we can have if statements for the remaining relational operators. So the next one is going to be the less than relational operator, and all you have to do is change the test condition from a greater than symbol b to a less than symbol b, right? And also within the printf you would have to change this to %d is less than %d, right? And I'm gonna paste the if block again, and the third relational operator that we're going to check is greater than equal to relational operator. So this would check if 5 is either greater than 4 or if 5 is less than 4, right? So since 5 is greater than 4, this condition would evaluate to true, and the printf within this if block would be executed, right? And if let's say the value of b was also 5, then even in that case this printf would be executed, because, well, 5 would be equal to 5, right? So you type in the greater than symbol and then the equal to symbol, and you'll have to change the code within printf to %d is greater than or equal to %d. I'm gonna paste the if block again, and the next relational operator that we're gonna see, you must have guessed it, it's less than equal to, and within printf I have to change the code to less than or equal to, and the next one that we're going to see is the equal to relational operator, and that is you have to type in the equal to symbol twice, and this one checks for equality. So this one would check if the value that's stored in the variable a is equal to the value that's there in variable b, which is not the case. So this printf statement won't get executed with the values that we've given to the variables, but well, it is a relational operator and we have to see it. So %d is equal to percentage d. And the last one that we're going to see is the not equal to relation operator, and this one checks whether the numbers are not equal to each other. Executed, right? So the way you have this is by typing in the exclamation symbol, and if you don't know how to get that, then on most keyboards you have to shift up on key 1 on the keypad, right? So you type in the exclamation symbol and then you type in the equal to symbol. So that's not equal to for you, that's not equal to relation operator. And percentage d is just a moment, not equal to percentage d. Save this file and we can execute the program. But before we do that, let's just try to understand the statements that would get executed. Let's try to figure that out on our own first. So the value for a is 5 and the value for b is 4. Now would this evaluate to true or not? 5 is greater than 4, obviously it is. So this printf statement is definitely going to be on screen. So we are going to see 5 is greater than 4. This one, well, it's not going to work because 5 is not less than 4. And well, this one, would this work? Yes, it would, because as I said, the greater than or equal to relation operator checks whether the numbers are equal or whether the number that's on the left side of the operator is greater than the right side of the operator. So that is the case. So this printf would also get executed, and the last printf statement that would get executed is this one, because 5 is not equal to 4. So we would definitely see that 5 is not equal to 4 on screen. So I've saved the file and let me click on build and run and see the output. And there you go, that's the output. You see 5 is greater than 4, 5 is greater than or equal to 4, and 5 is not equal to 4, right? So all these three statements are true. There's nothing wrong with the output. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the value of 5 to 2. So let's check the less than family of relation operators. I click on build and run again, and now you would see three different printf statements. You see 2 is less than 4, 2 is less than or equal to 4, and 2 is not equal to 4, right? So these are the statements, these are the lines of output that we see. And it's because the statements that got executed are this one right here, the one that gets executed when the less than relational operator gets returns a true value, and then this one when the a less than equal to b relational operator returns a true value, and of course this one is going to return a true value because the number is not equal. And well, I know that this tutorial is getting boring and I'm just wasting time, but just bear with me for one more second. The last thing that I'm going to do is change the value of a to 4, right, so that we can see the output from the equal to relation operator. And this is 4 is equal to 4. This is the message that I wanted you to take notice of, and you obviously would see these two statements as well. So you can just mess around and change the values, and if you're getting bored, then you can play with this program, but it really is very boring. I shouldn't have spoken for so long in this tutorial, but I'm sorry, I apologize. I'll make it up to you guys. The next one that I'm going to record is going to be an interesting tutorial. And well, just make sure that you've got this. When you check for equality, you have to use the equal to symbol twice. And when you make an assignment, just like we assign the value 4 to a, we use the equal to symbol once. So this is something that you have to be careful about. That's all. Apart from this, everything in this tutorial is like pretty easy to catch, and I'm sure you would have absorbed it by now already. So thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next one.